Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Reddit Aliens. I am John, and as always, thank you so much for being here. Good, straightforward topic for you today. Let's do it. What is the most disturbing fact about the human body? Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Vitamin C deficiency, aka scurvy, will eventually cause your collagen levels to deplete that all your old scar tissue will start to break down and old wounds will start to reopen. Your brain blocks out the feeling of your organs moving around in your body. Not a fact exactly, but I always find it weird that part of your brain is telling your body what to do, breathe, digest, whatever, and other part of your brain has absolutely no idea what that part is doing. Aneurysms, highly unpredictable and seemingly random insta-death. As someone who suffers from occasional insomnia and has sleepless nights, the fact that something called fatal familial insomnia exists terrifies me. Basically, one day you simply cannot fall asleep anymore and become more and more insane until you die. You have about a kilogram of fungus, bacteria, and mites that you carry around with you on a day-to-day basis. So if you ever feel alone, remember that. Most disturbing fact for me is hormones in your brain drastically affect who you are as a person. Nothing you can do about, not your mind, intelligence, or willpower. You are a slave to your brain chemistry. No matter how hard you strain, it's estimated you only use about 60% of your full strength. That is not due to weakness of muscles, but your brain. The disturbing part? Your brain didn't stop you. You could tear your own ligaments, muscles, tendons, and break your own bones trying to throw a ball as hard as you can. Anecdotal urban legends of mothers lifting cars off babies are thought to have been the fight or flight of adrenaline temporarily overriding this limit. I just learned today from an ophthalmologist that the jelly in our eyes liquefies as we age, and I can't get it out of my head now. You can be reset by even minor brain trauma, personality, attractions, dislikes, just because a lump of fat jiggled wrong, or, more probably, was denied a bit of oxygen. Now you exist as memories of this person everyone knew, and you're too tired to keep explaining that you aren't him, so you just do the crap he did while everyone is watching you. Once your immune system finds out you have eyes, you're blind. Cancer pops up and is killed thousands of times every day. I think the big takeaway from all of this is that the body is a miracle and pretty incredible. Yes, they ultimately betray us, some much sooner than others, but just think about life for a moment and be grateful, right? I am. You can have 2/3 of your liver removed and it'll regenerate itself. Your teeth aren't actually bones and, very basically, are formed from the same fetal tissue that becomes your skin. If you have abdominal surgery and they have to take out your intestines, they put them into a bowl next to you while they work, and your intestines wiggle around in the bowl like snakes the whole time. Then, when it's time to put your guts back in, they just kinda stuff them in there and let them snake wiggle themselves back into place. Human babies are helpless at birth compared to other animals because our brains grow so big, we evolved to give birth early in our development, or else we'd kill the mother coming out of the birth canal. When you die, your blood settles at the lowest elevation in your body, meaning if you die upside down, you could be found hours later with sludgy blood leaking from your eyes, nose, ears, and mouth from the pressure buildup. The rest of your body will be ghostly white. Your body functions due to thousands of different chemical reactions, and if any one of them stop functioning normally, you will die or become really ill. The difference between a person becoming kind, virtuous, and altruistic versus a cold-hearted monster is often just a severe head injury, After getting into true crime, it's crazy how many people switch off and become a serial killer, or Henry VIII after suffering massive head trauma. By the time you feel sick from certain ailments, you've already passed the point of full recovery. Your body actually creates and accidentally forms cancer cells every day. The body is just really good about destroying the individual cells. Even sunburn, where your skin peels, is a trait to remove diseased skin prone to developing cancer. However, every so often, it misses a cancer cell and it grows uncontrollably. About half of all people will get cancer in their lifetime. I know I have talked about this multiple times, but there currently exists trillions of bacteria on and in your body. They're everywhere. On your tongue, on your hands, and even in some of your organs. Literally everywhere. And the fun part is, there are more bacteria in or on your body than there are cells. That actually means that you are a minority in your own body. Your immune system makes fever to kill viruses, no matter the cost, even when it means killing your own body with fever. Freckles are made of melanin. Squid ink is mostly melanin, so if you've had squid ink sauce, you know what a freckle tastes like. I mean, with some butter and garlic, obviously. Well, that's gross and interesting, so I'm assuming that was your point. Well played. I once read that if you die and you see your life flash before your eye, that's actually your brain trying to find a memory to prevent you from dying, but it can't. We're simultaneously both very strong and very fragile. There's people who have fallen from big-ass buildings with barely any damage at all, or survived getting struck by lightning with nothing but a cool scar. And at the same time, if a blood vessel gets clogged by a tiny clot, or bursts anywhere in your brain, it can just kill you right then and there. Your heart pumps approximately 5 liters of blood every minute while you're resting. That's your body's whole blood content going through your heart in a minute. When your BPM is higher, like when you're working out, your heart can pump 3 or 4 times more blood per minute. As someone who has had the privilege to work with cadavers, I will say that your sciatic nerve is about the diameter of a hose in some individuals. The brain is a lot smaller than you would think. The spinal cord is about as thick as a pencil, and if there is an ischemic stroke going on in certain arteries of the brain, it has backflow arteries to connect and bypass the clogged artery. If you suffer brain death, the reason your heart is still beating is because the function is coming from the brainstem. If you lose partial vision due to a lesion along the optic pathway, the brain will compensate and try to trick you into thinking you don't have partial vision loss. That the stomach has acid inside it, which can dissolve bones and metal, but doesn't dissolve itself. Exiting the birth canal provides vital bacteria that can contribute to the kid's gut health. C-section births are believed to significantly reduce the microbiome of humans. Your heart has the equivalent of an appendix off the left atrial. It's called the heart appendage. It varies in size and shape between individuals and has no known purpose. Your immune system peaks at around 14. After that, your thymus slowly starts decaying and atrophying. It's the organ responsible for T cells. So after 14, you slowly stop producing immune cells that quickly clear an infection. A disturbing fact about the human body is that it is constantly inhabited by tiny mites. It is estimated that each person has several million tiny mites on their skin, particularly in facial pores, hair follicles, and sebaceous glands. These mites feed on dead skin cells and can contribute to various skin problems. Although they are generally harmless, the thought of constantly being inhabited by these tiny creatures is certainly unsettling. You're basically a big farm. When babies are born, they're completely unaware that they're an individual being. For the first few months of a baby's life, they think they're a body part of their mother, and it takes a little while for them to discover they're a separate human. Maybe I don't get around enough in circles about evolution and stuff, but is this true? Like, we really think that we're an appendage when we're born? It's pretty crazy. I mean, it makes sense because newborns are mostly useless and completely defenseless, so wow. Alright. The mucociliary elevator. This transports a quart, that's right, a quart of mucus out of your lungs and down your esophagus every day. The excess skin at the joint of one's elbow is called the venus.